Okay, so we're going to begin the portion of the workshop where we're going to get into Hangouts. You guys have all done, so have you done Hangouts before, the chat feature? Okay.
I mean, I've seen it, but I haven't used it.
Okay. So just as an example, so this is my personal email account right here, and I have all these people on the right-hand side, right? And this is basically Hangouts, where I could just click on my contact and talk to Jason Springs and let him know what's going on, and I basically just it's just like AOL Instant Messenger or Yahoo or whatever. You'll see in this portion of my screen, it says that I've got a it's got like a kind of looks like a camera here, whereas other people do not. This means that I've activated the video feature of my Hangouts, and if you want to do that, what you would do is you would start a video call, and then it would ask you to download that part of it would ask you to download a plugin so that you can actually use it. And so something like this will open up, and it'll allow you to start a video chat with anybody, really. This is kind of like this way of doing it. I usually don't like doing if I'm going to talk to somebody individually, because there's a lot going on here, and I don't want to have to do it like this. So what I do is the people who are already in my list, I'll just pick one, and I can just hover over it, and then right here start a video call. Right, or I can click on their name and then go right here, start a video call, and it's as easy as that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys how to do that, but doing it live video. So I went to plus.google.com. You could also start from gmail.com. Right, and just click on the circle or your profile picture, do view profile, and then it takes you to plus.google.com as well. So I'm going to start there. I'm going to hover over profile. I'm going to go down to Hangouts. I just like to start here because I'm already in Gmail. It's already a nice little base of operations. I don't want to have to change and go to YouTube. There's a little bit more involved where I have to actually go into my YouTube settings. Now that you mention it, I'd have to go into my YouTube settings. Go to additional features, and then enable live events from YouTube. I don't want to have to do all that right now. So what I'm going to do, so like I said before, I just hovered over here, went to Hangouts, took me here, gives you a little intro, keep scrolling down, and it's got the Hangouts on air, and this is what we're looking for. So I'm going to do start a Hangout on air. And so this pops up, and it's basically asking me to create an event, right? So I'm going to say I want it later. What time is it now? Let's say I want this to start at 1:20. This does 30-minute increments, but you can edit it to make it so that it's however much or whenever you want. It's today. Let's say I'm going to set it for 5 minutes, right? Super short. Google Plus Workshop Test. It's the name of the event. Tell people what it's about. This is a test. Easy. Now, I can make this open to the public, which means that it's going to show up on my Google Plus account itself when anybody looks. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to share it with people that I know. They can be people in your circles. They can be people who are not in your circles. So I think one really cool feature is that you can join using your phone or using your tablet. All right, so now I'm going to share it. So after it's been shared, this goes into the events portion of Google+. Where is that? If you hover over this part up here, which is home, profile, people, photos, communities, right above Hangouts are your events. And it has your upcoming events, how many people are invited, so on and so forth. As you can see, there's nothing here, but you can make it, you can edit the event to make it look nicer. You can change the theme. I don't know what would best represent. You can add your own photo if you'd like. Let's just make it. Let's just make it this. Right. Save. So that's nice. I mean, this could literally be like your company's banner or something like that, or something that you've made in Photoshop if your event has a particular title. So now you can see right here where this is what people are going to see once they get that notification. Once they get here, they'll see who was hosted by, they'll see the details, they'll see the viewers, and you'll also see the people who have responded or who have not responded. Now if you check your email, you should see a request. It takes about a minute, but I think it's been about a minute. Okay, and if you look at it on your desktop, because I know that with Gmail they've updated so that you have those different tabs like inbox, social, promotions, updates. On your phone, I don't think it makes a difference, but if you check on your desktop, it will show up in your social tab. What I'm going to do is I'm going to update this. So there's a Q&A button right here. So I'm going to turn on the question and answers app to let your audience ask or vote on questions. I'm actually going to do a trailer as well because I want people to get excited. All right, so I uploaded a video to YouTube a while ago, so I'm just going to put this in here. I'm just going to click on the name and add trailer, so that in people's inboxes, and you may have to refresh your inbox. Now they'll see this. Now this could be something like, hey, welcome to the open house, or I'm really glad that you signed up for the webinar, or something like that. It just allows people an extra bit of personality, or gives you an extra bit of personality, so that people will be more likely to attend your event, especially if they see your face and you're telling them what it's about. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit start. Now this isn't going to start my event. What it's going to do is it's going to bring up the dashboard so that I can edit my event. So I'm going to skip this because I've already invited the people that I need to invite. And you know that it's off air because right now it says off air. On the upper right hand corner, you can actually change the different lighting. It can be bright, spotlight, warm. I'm just going to go with warm. You have your settings up here where you can change your microphone. This is very important because there's a lot of different options, right? There's a default microphone, there's a bunch going on. Maybe on your computer there's only one type, and it makes it really easy. But you'll know when your microphone is working when, see on the very bottom, you can see that the green light is moving, so I know that you can hear me. Same thing with speakers. I know these are the right speakers for me. Play test sound. I'm just going to keep it on voice. And then you save your information. This is really cool because you can adjust the bandwidth. So I'm making it so that everyone who's viewing me is viewing me in HD. If I noticed that there were people who were saying, you know, Andrew, I can't, you know, you're being really choppy, something's going on, then I would adjust this. Right now it's on auto HD. This is really cool. So turn camera off. Let's say you needed to get out the picture and do something else, and you didn't, you know, want to seem unprofessional. You can go, okay, hold on 1 second, turn camera off, and people will end up seeing this. I don't have a profile picture for this particular profile, but if you did, then they would just see your profile picture. So again, that's why it's so good to have a great profile picture on there. If I didn't want people to hear me, then I would just mute my microphone. And now I know I'm muted and people can't see me. And of course they let you know just in case you accidentally hit it. But it makes it red, so you'll be able to figure that out. So now you can hear me and you can't see me. And then you can do, you know, vice versa. Now you can see me, but you can't hear me. So that's really great. And then there's also the invite people button. I've actually had trouble with inviting people from this particular application. I found that the best way to do it is through the initial invite. When I've tried to invite people from here, after getting into this application, for some reason people haven't gotten it, but maybe it's just me. But again, if you do have problems, if you do invite, then the link to share is right here, and then you can just do it through your Outlook or whatever other sort of email client you'd like to use. Okay, so before you start, I would recommend going into, so down here it has these 3 dots, and I would go to Add Apps. And the best app on here is Hangout Toolbox. So when you install this extension, it brings this up. And on the left-hand side, it gives you the ability to create that little tagline that we showed. So Andrew Lander, digital marketing coordinator. I'm going to turn it on. Now you'll notice that it's flipped around, but they have a solution for that. You just mirror the local video, which is right next to the on button, and bam, there you go. Now you can choose a logo to add in this little part right here. Otherwise, it'll just have your profile picture. Again, I don't have a profile picture on here right now, but if I wanted to add the, you know, a logo that's been edited again, made square, and also at least 250 by 250, then I can add it there if I wanted to. So there's that. You can also change the color of this. So, you know, if you had the hex code, you know, for Keller Williams or whoever, I think ours is, I want to say something like that. Just save it. Oh, preset title. So I'm going to, this is kind of funny. If you do it like this, sometimes it doesn't save. So I just flick it on and flick it off. The Hangout Toolbox I mainly use for this lower third piece because, you know, you can put your Twitter handle on here, you can put your Google Plus handle on here, your email address, your title, whatever. So it can act as a very great call to action if you're having a webinar, or, you know, if you're talking to a client or potential clients and you wanted to put your phone number on here so people can write it down. That would be a really great way to do that as well. So that's the Hangout Toolbox. The Q&A feature, I gave people so I gave both of you the opportunity to do a question and answer before the presentation began, or before the Hangouts began. And so, you know, if I click on question and answer, then it says ask your audience to submit questions, and they will appear below. So I'll be able to see all the questions and answered questions. There's even a spam function too. So while we're talking, it also gives us the ability to send messages back and forth. So while I'm, I'll be able to answer questions at the very end. So let's see. I said this was going to begin about 5 minutes ago. It's already overdue. The broadcast has not started. You can probably see that represented. So what I'm going to do is real quick, I'm going to start the broadcast, and you'll see how that goes. You may have to refresh your email client. But see, it says go live. You're about to broadcast live on Google Plus and YouTube. You can broadcast for up to 8 hours, which is great. So I'm going to hit OK. I'm going to go live. It says this Hangout on air is live. The other cool things about this, there's screen share, and then there is remote desktop. So screen share, it's very straightforward. It gives you the ability to share your screen with somebody else. So let's say you have a client and they need help with something on your website, or you gave them a personal link or something like that. And they're like, I don't know how to use this. I'm on my computer. I can't figure it out. Then you can go, hey, if you have Gmail, we can use a Google Hangout, and I can share my screen with you, and you can see me do it, and that way you'll be able to know how to do it. So that's really cool. Another thing, and you'll have to go down here to the 3 dots, remote desktop. It allows you to control somebody else's desktop, so that let's say they go, I don't want to see you do it, I want you to do it for me. Then you'd ask them, okay, is it okay if I control your desktop? And then once you connect, once you guys are both in a Hangout, and once you have gotten that permission, then you can hit remote desktop. They'll hit the allow button, and then you'll have control over their desktop so that you can do that for them. So assume you had 9 people down here. If you wanted to, just like on a conference call, you can mute them. You can look at their profile to see who they are and stalk them if you want. Hide from broadcast, right? Maybe they're being a bit naughty, and you wanted to hide them. Then you can do that. You can also eject them from the broadcast, if they're being too rambunctious. And so once you're done, and you've answered questions, and this is for the video embed or for YouTube page, event page. You've given out all the links to everyone. Thank you so much for joining. This has been great. Then you hit the stop broadcast button. Now there are other features on here as well, like you can capture a picture, so and this will add to your the photo section of Google Plus. So if there was like a slideshow presentation and they put it on here and you wanted to just snap it, or if you wanted to get somebody in a very ridiculous pose, then sure, you could do that as well, and save it. So after you're all done doing the chat, doing the Q&A, but after you're all done, you hit stop broadcast. So it's been terminated. Now no one can see me. I'm off air. It says off air right here. It says off air right here. I can talk as much smack as I want. I'm going to leave the call. So that's great. So a recording of the broadcast will be uploaded to YouTube. It takes about 3 minutes or so. Of course, it depends on how long it is. So I'm going to close this out. I'm going to go to YouTube. Alright, so I'm signed in. I'll just go to my video manager. So, again, I said it takes some time, so it says no videos were found, but I know that one is uploading right here, and that's the one that we just did. So, we're going to wait for a bit. Let's see if it's done yet. See, that didn't take too long. It's about 11 minutes, 12 seconds. I can edit this, do what I want to it. I can choose the photo. I can change the description, change the title, change these down here. And I can make it private if I still want to edit it. Public, unlisted, so it's public, but it can't. But it's not listed in, like, it's not indexed. I can add it to a playlist if I want to. So if I have a bunch of these workshops, I can do that. So it gives me the video URL down here, so it gives me the short code, and I can go ahead and give that to anybody I'd like. Then it has all the other things that YouTube has, the enhancements, the annotations, audio captions. Go back to Video Manager. Let's see. And there we go. And that didn't take very long at all.
On air is live.
And so now you can direct anybody here, and they can see the Hangout that you just had. Again, it's great for webinars. Showing off your local knowledge as a real estate agent. It's great for open houses, and I'm sure there are tons of other ways that you can end up using this. But that's Hangout on Air.